Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. I am Maratha Dev, and in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you on how to hack a Windows webcam. So you're going to be generating a payload and sending it over to your target. On installing it, you will get a reverse connection and a Metapita shell open. How easy is this? Before we start, don't forget to click the subscribe button, like the video, and share the video to your friends and families so that they can be cyber aware and know how to prevent these cyber attacks. A big disclaimer: hacking is illegal. Do not hack to steal, do not hack to commit fraud, do not hack to do illegal activities, only hack for educational purposes. Okay, so now let's dive into this video. There's a tool we call MSF Venom. MSF Venom will be used to generate the payload we'll be sending over to our target. We will type the command MSF Venom, and you can see the options you can execute with the tool. The -L option, the -P, -F, -E to encrypt, to encode, and all sorts of commands. But in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you the basic way. I won't be going further with all this bunch of options right here. I'll be teaching you the basic way on how to create a basic payload and basic system penetration testing. Okay, so I'll generate the basic payload right now. MSF Venom -P for payload, and we're going to be hacking a Windows machine. So it's going to be Windows Metapita reverse TCP. We will now want to set the listening host to our Kali Linux machine. We want the connection to bounce back to our Kali Linux machine. I will open another terminal right here, navigate to it, and enter the command ifconfig to display my IP address. And this is it. I'm going to copy this, head back to the previous terminal, and paste it. Okay, so we want a executable file. So the payload is going to run like a program. Once it executes on the victim's machine, it will give us a reverse connection immediately. exe, and the name of the payload, we're going to call it dex.exe. You can name it any other name you want to name it. I decided to give it the name dex.exe extension. So I'm going to hit enter to generate the payload, and while waiting for it to generate, I'll head over to another terminal, clear the screen first of all, and now what we want to support, we want to support a listener. A listener will listen for incoming connections. We'll listen for incoming connection. Now let me explain this how it's going to work again. Once we send the payload to our victim, he installs it, we will have a reverse connection, and the listener will be listening for the connection. So I'll set up a listener with the MSF console. I will first of all launch the MSF console, and while waiting for it to launch, let's navigate back to the previous terminal to check whether our payload has been generated. Okay, and as you can see, it has successfully been generated, an x86 payload for Windows and saved as dex.exe. So if I just list all the files, I will see dex.exe, right? Sorry. I will see dex.exe over here. So now I want to move this dex.exe to our web server directory. We're not going to be sending the victim a flash drives or whatever. We're going to be hosting this executable file on a web page, so that once the victim visits that web page and installs the executable file, we will automatically have a reverse connection. I will now want to move this sudo first of all for root access, then move dex.exe to the directory that is var www.html. Enter my password, which I will enter here. And it didn't prompt us for errors, so that means it has been moved successfully. Fantastic, isn't it? I will navigate to the other terminal to check whether MSF console, and it is MSF console is up and running. I will now want to start up the listener. We are going to use the multi-handler framework. I will say use multi-handler. And it has been, so I will now enter show options to list the options that I can modify. So I'm going to modify the type of payload and the listing host. I'm going to say set payload to Windows Meterpreter reverse TCP. Okay, I'm going to hit enter right now. Excuse me. Okay, so also we want to set the listening host also. The listening host that's right here. The current settings is null. I'm going to set it to the IP address of my Kali Linux machine because we want the connection to bounce back to our Kali Linux machine. I'm going to say listening host equals 192.1. Okay, set listening host 192.168.43.254. Hit enter for that. And if I enter show options once more, and everything has been configured successfully, I will now want to start up the listener. I will run this, and the listener is running, waiting for connections. Okay, it's like I had another payload running it before, so let me just stop this. I was running on that payload previously. Okay, so sorry. I was running on that payload previously. Let me just have to stop that and show options. Okay, so if I say run, okay, so now it is waiting for connections. It connected previously because maybe I've tried this on the I've tried this attack previously, and so aside that, if you say run, this is how it's going to be, waiting for connections. I will now start the Apache 2 server. Apache 2 server, a web page requires a web server, and our web server, we need to start it up. Service Apache 2 start. I enter my password once more. Okay, my password. And yep, so I will now head back. Now, Kali Linux currently is hosted as a virtual machine on my virtual box on this Windows machine. I will now navigate to the. You can perform this on another system connected to the same network, and it's going to work out. But since I'm using one system to perform this tutorial, I'll be heading over to my browser and open another terminal right here. Then enter the IP address of my Kali Linux machine and the file name that is saved as what? dex.exe. Okay, so dex.exe. Enter, and as you can see, it has been downloaded, but Chrome has blocked it due to the malicious content. Chrome detected this as a malicious file, as a malicious executable file, and it didn't permit it to download, but we can still force that anyway. I will also download, so I'm going to keep dangerous file, keep. Okay, so I'm going to show in folder, then run this now. Run. And if you head back to our listener, we should have a shell opened. So you can see we had a reverse connection. We are now in the system. We can now execute commands that will work on the system. If I enter help option to show the commands I can execute, and you can see a bunch of commands, like commands, a lot of them out here. You can see the core commands. You can also see the file system commands. If you scroll down more, you can see the networking commands, the system commands. Yeah, there are a lot of commands you can execute. So in this tutorial, like I said, I'm teaching you how to hack a webcam. So I'll be using the webcam commands. So if I now scroll down a little bit, and here I can see these are the webcam commands you can execute on our target. So once more, let me explain this process again. What we did is that we sent a payload to our target, we configured the payload to our target, and once the target installed the payload, we had a reverse connection, and we can now remotely control his operating system. This doesn't only work for Windows, it works for Android and whatever operating system you can think of. So you just have to be careful of what you download online, in order not to be victims of this attack. Okay, so this is how it works. And if you use the webcam underscore snap command, you are gonna, what happened here? If you use the webcam underscore snap command, you are gonna, take a snapshot of the victim without his knowledge. Okay, now currently I'm using this. Okay, did I start this? Okay. I'm sorry, excuse me. Okay, so this is now, if I can execute currently I'm using the webcam to take to perform this tutorial. So if I stop it right now, I'm trying to take a snapshot. I'm always saying snapshot, man. If I remove the video capture, and if I take a snapshot, webcam underscore snapshot, underscore snap. So you're going to snap me, and yep. So as you can see, this is me. And as you can see, what I've done now is that I have remotely controlled, like I remotely executed command on the victim operating system without his knowledge. So let us bring back the video capture device. Okay, don't mind me, guys. I'm a bit playful. Okay, so this is it, and this is how you can execute. This is how you can hack the webcam. Another way you can do the attack is that you can transfer the payload into a USB flash drive, and once the victim installs the flash drive into his device, the backdoor or the malware will execute and give you a reverse connection, and you can remotely control his operating system. You can see how this attack is so dangerous. So the other commands you can execute here, a lot of them you can execute here, but I won't be going into, like, I won't be entering these commands, so that I don't, due to YouTube rules and regulations. These are dangerous commands you can execute. You can shut down the system from here with the shutdown command. You can reboot the system, shut down, kill a process. Wow. You can get the system privileges. You can also elevate your privileges and dump database. Like, these are the commands you can execute on the Metapita shell. So now let's have a look button once more. This is like it's so dangerous than you think. Like, it is so dangerous. How do we prevent the attack? We can prevent the attack by doing by not downloading files, programs, softwares from unknown sources. While downloading a process, you might easily get hacked. So you wouldn't want to download media files. Now, another way the hacker can make this tricky is that he can embed a media file with the executable file. So it's going to appear to you as a media file. Once you install it, the executable file will download in the background and give the hacker a reverse connection without you knowing. You just be on your phone and you see some strange movements and you'll be wondering, wow, what's this? So another evil thing that attacker can do is that he can install a keylogger on your system. A keylogger is a malware that captures keystrokes on the victim's operating system. So once he has installed the keystroke on your system, he can capture all keystroke inputs. So should I say you are going to a shopping site to enter your password or credit card credentials to buy things online, the hacker can steal those credit card details and use it to buy things online. So he has stolen your password. These keyloggers can be used to steal passwords and sensitive information that are inputted to your keyboard, whether it's your phone keyboard, your touchpad keyboard, or any sort of operating system. So this is the basic way on how to hack a webcam. This is basic system penetration testing. Now, as we saw previously, we noticed that Chrome detected it as a malware. Chrome detected the exe file as a dangerous executable file. Yeah, because we didn't do some kind of encoding or encryption to encrypt it. So most times, antivirus programs want to detect this type of file and would block it from installing on your operating system. So most of the times I don't usually use this MSF Venom. I write my own programs, I write my own malwares, I write my own. If I'm trying to do a tutorial on programming keyloggers, I will write it in Python. In Python, in C++. There are a lot of programs. But if you encrypt it, I can bet you that some antivirus programs, Chrome or what Google won't be able to detect it as a malicious file. So that was it for this tutorial, guys. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, like the video, and share the video to your friends so that they can be cyber aware on how to disease from this type of attack and how not to be victims of this type of attack. So have a good day. Thank you guys for your time. So goodbye.